and welcome to Let's Get Growing. It's Jo Swann here, the Horticultural Manager from Bulwell Forest Garden in Nottingham. And here we are at the beginning of July and everything's absolutely growing like crazy here. So the cucumbers seem to grow a foot a day. They've got the flowers on, so they won't be long before they're starting to produce. Our aubergine plants, they've suddenly doubled in size. In fact, they're starting to produce, they'll be producing some I think they're long purple aubergines, these ones, so a bit slimmer than the ones you see in the shop. We've got callaloo doing nicely, and this is some of our tommies which are forming up. They've got big trusses of flowers on, and these are the tomatoes that are forming. And we've got our wonderful grapes, which are actually black grapes, so they'll ripen up later. So it's been very hot, so everything's growing like crazy, but we've been watering like crazy too, because unfortunately we haven't had any rain, and we're desperate for some rain. But yeah, fingers crossed. So let's get on with today's pack. Let's get cracking, let's get growing.
Yep.
Okay, so this week's pack, we have got an aubergine, a bell pepper and a nigella, which is love in a mist. So what I'm going to do with these is, as ever, I'm going to check if it needs repotting, and I know it needs repotting because I can see its roots coming through the bottom here, and it's it's totally filled its pot. So I'm going to put it into a nice big pot, and I've got some of our homemade compost in the bottom of here, about half full. I am going to tease this out just a little bit. It's not pot bound, but just to help it to get established in here. I'm going to put my plants in, and then I'm going to use the peat-free compost for around the top, because the homemade compost is probably going to be quite weedy. And this is going to need a really nice sunny spot. I'm going to put it outside and experiment with it. Okay. Next, I've got a bell pepper. So same again, I'm going to tip it, see if it needs, look, its roots are coming through. So I'm going to do the same thing again, big pot, homemade compost. And I think I'm actually going to put my love in a mist in the same pot. And I'm going to, again, tease this out a little bit in there. I need to put a bit more compost in there first. So you can mix up flowers and veg. Probably be beneficial to attract pollinating insects. So we've got some little peppers starting to form on here. And again, I'm going to put this outside in a sunny spot, just to, you see there, to see how it does, because it's a hot summer, I think. Now, talking of hot summers, here's a tomato plant from a previous pack that isn't looking very well. It was in this pot and it's dried out in the polytunnel. So what I'm going to do is try and revive it. So I've got a bigger pot. I've put some homemade compost in the bottom. Bigger pots will not dry out as quickly. Probably don't want to disturb this too much because it is flowering. But I'll just loosen it a little bit, put it into this pot. I'm going to put the compost around it. And what I'm going to do this time is make sure that it's sitting on a tray. Because in that way, some of the water, this will act as a reservoir and it won't dry out as quickly. And the other thing I'm going to do with my squash plant, you see this is ramping away. This is from, I don't know, was it I think it's a month ago, the last pack. So again, I don't think this pot's big enough. I'm going to transfer this. It's tricky when they get big. I've filled its pot. I'm going to put it in a nice big pot. And again, I'm going to put this on a saucer because squash like a lot of moisture. And it'll hopefully prevent what happened to my tomato plant happening again. Easy peasy. And yeah, well, the rest of the grass is going parched and very arid looking. Look at our beautiful wildflower meadow here, thriving away, one of the joys of summer. So thanks very much for watching. Happy growing.